Hey guys, it's Mrs. Kane. I just wanted to give you a chance to learn a little bit more about the graphing calculator at your own pace. I know I only got through one of these problems today, so I wanted to go ahead and review how to use your calculator. So just to review the first problem that I did in class with you today, okay, if you want to type that system in your calculator, you're going to start by going to y equals on the top left. Okay, and you're going to type in negative 6x plus 20. And then you can hit enter. And then you're going to type in 1/7 x plus 1. To get the 1/7, the fraction in your calculator, you're going to hit the green alpha button, and then you're going to hit y equals, and it brings up a hidden fraction menu. Just select number 1. Once you hit the 1, you can use your arrow down to hit the 7. And then you want to arrow right before you type in your x. Okay, the x key is right next to the green alpha button. It says x, comma, t, comma, theta, comma, n. So when you hit that button, it should put an x on there, and then you're going to add 1. Okay, so now if you hit graph on the top right, okay, you'll see there's your first line, and there's your second line. So we want to find the intersection point. So you're going to hit the blue second button, and then you're going to hit trace on the top. The top set of keys, the top row is your graphing calculator menu. And because we're looking for an intersection, we're going to select number 5. Okay, so now you're going to use your left and right arrows, and you're going to move left and right until you see your cursor. If you're not sure where your cursor is, you can look at the x and y values provided. Okay, and when you're finding an intersection, sometimes lines intersect more than once, so you need to tell your calculator which intersection point you're trying to find. In this case, there's only one intersection point, so all you have to do is move your cursor close to the intersection, and then you're going to hit enter 1, 2, 3 times. And when it says intersection, the x and y value that it gives you is the point that you're looking for. So in this case, we get 3.1, comma 1.4. Okay, and if you look at that intersection, it looks like you're going right 3 and up about 1.5. Okay, so for the second one, we're going to go back to y equals, and you're going to hit the clear button, okay? And then we can go down and hit clear. And so the first thing we're going to type for y1 is 11/7 plus 5/7. So again, you're going to hit alpha y equals and hit enter. So we have 11, hit the down arrow, 7, hit the right arrow, and then hit x, plus we have another fraction, so alpha y equals and enter, 5/7. So again, when you want to get out of the fraction, just use the right arrow. And I'm going to hit enter. Now, in order to type this in the calculator, we need to solve for y first. So my second equation is not quite ready. I need to divide everything by 2. So I get y equals 5/2 x plus 7/2. So I'm going to go alpha y equals, to grab my fraction bar, 5/2, move over to the right, x plus alpha y equals, fraction bar, 7/2. Okay, and I'm going to hit graph. So there's my first line. There's my second line. So again, I'm going to go to second, trace, to the calculate menu. I'm going to select number 5, and then I'm going to move my cursor towards the intersection point. It's on the bottom left. I'm going to hit enter 1, 2, 3 times. And notice this time, even though my equations were a little messy, I get a nice intersection point at -3, -4. Okay, now the problem with part C is that neither one of those equations is solved for y, and the only way we can use our calculator is if we have our equations in y equals form. So for the first equation, I'm going to start by moving the 9x to the other side. So I get 7y equals -9x. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 7. And so y1 is going to be -9/7 x. For the second equation, okay, I'm going to move the 4x to the other side. I get negative y equals negative 4x plus 30. Okay, but I don't want negative y, I want positive y. So think of that as an invisible negative 1. So I'm going to divide everything by negative 1. And I get y equals positive 4x minus 30. And that's what I'm going to type in y2. That's my second equation. So here's the two equations that we're going to put in the calculator. So alpha y equals, to get to the fraction, okay, negative 9 over 7. Make sure you use the negative button and not the minus button. And then I'm going to put my x. Now you could put the negative in front of the fraction, or you could put it on the top. Or you could put it with the bottom, just don't put it with the top and the bottom. Okay, and then I have 4x minus 30. This time you want to use the minus button, not the negative button. Okay, and if we hit graph, there's the first line, there's the negative 9/7 x. There's the second graph, 4x minus 30. You're going to go to second, calculate, and select number 5. And then you're going to use your arrow to go towards the intersection point and hit enter 1, 2, 3 times. And so your solution is 5.7, comma, negative 7.3. Okay, we're rounding the nearest tenth. So if you want to pause the video and try the last one, you can. Okay, but if you need me to do one more with you, I'll go ahead and talk about this last one. So again, we need to solve for y. So for this one, I'm just going to move that 8 to the other side. So I have 1/9 x plus 8. I'm going to type that into y1. And then for y2, I got to solve for y here. So I'm going to move my 3x to the other side and make it negative. And then I have to divide everything by 4. And so y2 is going to be negative 3/4 x plus 7/4. So I'm going to go back to y equals. I'm going to clear out the equations I have. So for y1, I'm going to go to alpha y equals. I'm going to do 1/9, move over to the right, put your x, plus 8. And then I'm going to grab my fraction again. I've got, and this time I'll put the negative in front just so you see. I could put negative and then get my fraction. So now your whole fraction is negative. Okay, move over to the right, negative 3/4 x plus, I have another fraction. It's good practice. 7/4. Okay, so I've got my equations in y equals. I'm going to go to graph. There's my first line. There's my second line. So my intersection point is up in that left corner. So second, trace to the calculate menu. And then I'm going to move my cursor all the way over to the left, close to that intersection point. And then I'm going to hit enter 1, 2, 3 times. And I'm going to round to the nearest tenth. I get negative 7.3, comma, positive 7.2. Okay, so if you can follow along on the graphing calculator, there's a little introduction to how to use it. So hopefully that was helpful. A reminder that your homework for this week is to complete your Delta Math Week 3 assignment. Have an awesome 3-day weekend, and I'll see you guys next